Alright, so we're back in the world of Mandragora, and today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you a fairly early game build. You can start putting this together between level 25 and like 30, and this is going to be a build that I utilize throughout the entire game. This is a fairly tanky, very high damage dealing kind of build. You use a combination of elemental attacks as well as just high crit damage. You're able to just man fight every single boss in the game. We are a Flameweaver, and we utilize the portion of the tree that specializes heavily in more the attack style, and we mix this with a combination of daggers to get a lot of that dexterous playstyle to really put this build together. I'm going to show you all the gear, where to find it. I'm going to show you all the active abilities and once again where to find it, and just give you a breakdown of the skill tree and alternative options. This is a pretty powerful early game build that's going to take you through the game. Let me show you how to build it. Alright, now that you guys have a better idea of how the build works, let me tell you how to put it all together. So first thing first, let's go over the weapon. We're going to be using the Sanguine Kiss. Now the Sanguine Kiss is a dagger that you can get from the Fang Executioner. This is a like werewolf style enemy that I faced off at level 29, give or take. So it's going to be a little bit after you're able to unlock the daggers as a secondary, because I'm starting as Flameweaver for the fire synergies. And you're going to need to face off against this guy. I'm going to show you where he's at on the map here. He's going to be here in the West Wickham area, Ruins of the West Wickham, and it's this boss here. If you can't immediately go here, I think you need to face off against the Weaver in order to unlock this area, maybe a little bit before, but this is where you're going to face off against them. The thing about these daggers is that they scale with dex and power, like spell power, and seeing that we're fire, we're going to do spell power. Ideally, I would like a pair of daggers that would be strength and power. Hopefully we can find something like that, but either way, it'll be safe to even go dex. Honestly, if I'm being honest, with the way that this build works is probably much better. I kind of want to experiment a little bit, but either way, that's where you're going to find it. That's what you should be using. It's a really nice dagger, and it's it has blade dance and it does really good damage. For our chest, head, hat, and legging, we're going to be using the full Raider set. Now the full Raider set comes with Dex, Constitution, and Vigor. These are all really good stats, and then some of the pieces come with crit as well as crit damage, armor, that kind of stuff. And this is going to be really good for your setup. Again, these are dex scaling daggers, and eventually we'll probably swap to something a little bit different, but for now this works really well for that hybrid approach and play style. Now if I'm being honest, I have no clue where I found the recipe. Generally speaking, you should be trying to pick up and find every single secret. Sorry about that, guys. It's just there's so much footage and so much like hidden secrets in this game, no way I kept track of it. But you can use any type of set that have these stats. The main important thing here is just having enough dex and vigor. I think the crit is actually pretty pog as well, so there's a lot of different armor sets that have this combination. But yeah, this is what I'm using, a medium armor set. We just want it to be kind of lightweight, or medium weight rather, and so with that we can roll. If you look at our talents right now, we have a 70% equipment load, and this is literally the best spot, because if we take a look at the glossary here, when it comes to equipment load, you have like no penalty. Basically you're at 70%, you're quicker, longer evade rolls, things like that, and that is ideal. As long as you're under 100, you're good. Anything over 100 is not very great, so yeah, try to keep it under 100, and 70 is where we're at currently. For our cape, we have the light leather cape. This gives us crit damage and physical damage. You can easily come over here to this lady here, and she crafts it fairly easy. And as you can see, here's one of the first capes that you can get. You just need hemp, twine, and light leather. You can find most of this stuff through the world. For our rings, we're going to be using the assassin ring as well as the blazing circle. Both of these things can be crafted here, the assassin's ring as well as the blazing circle. This is going to give you 5% physical crit chance. This is going to give you 7% burn chance. And seeing that this is a fire focused build, this is going to just help you out heavily on being able to burn. For the ring of energy as well as the ring of the focus ring, one will be in the sewers, as you can see playing on screen now. I'll show it on the screen so you can have a better idea of exactly where it is, but you're going to be basically climbing up here and then jump right, you'll find it there. In order to find the arcane ring, you need to come to the Old Wickham Living District here, and pretty much up here is where you're going to find it. There's the treasure chest. I'll show you. There's that over here. You'll need a lockpick to do it. Just jump here and this chest will have it in. So for the active skills, we're going to be using light attack. That one's pretty straightforward. It's your light attack. We're also going to be picking up Blazing Weapon. This is going to be a buff that you put on your weapon. It's going to have a pretty okay cool like a duration. It's about 30 seconds. We're going to be grabbing the Blazing Weapon, can be cast without a fire relic. We're going to go with the 4-1, and this makes it so that I don't need to have a relic in my hand. That's why I can utilize Dual Dagger. So unless you have this unlocked, you won't be able to use this build. You'll have to probably use a flail. You'll have to use like it's not a flail, it's like a mace. You have to use a mace. You'll have to use a sword, with the offhand being the relic. So yeah, just keep that in mind until you get this. You can't really truly utilize the full effect of this build. You can still use a portion of it. You just won't be as like fast on the damage dealing. In order to get this, you'll just need to purchase it here from Gerald. He buys a bunch. He sells a bunch of spells. I don't have it here anymore because I bought it, obviously. But yeah, you'll get it from him. It's not that expensive to get. For our other active skill, we're going to be using Shadow Step. What Shadow Step does is it's just going to make it so that you teleport behind your enemy, and it's going to do a portion of your weapon damage, 200% of it, whenever you do the attack. For now, what we have on this is 2, but ideally we want this one. The Shadow Step grants you 1.3 seconds of invulnerability. Even this one's really good. You're probably going to max this whole tree out for a Shadow Step, and even for this fire one, you're probably going to max the whole tree out for the fire one. This one's big priority, followed by this one for the duration. You can get these two a little bit later, but I really think these two are really good. This one's going to scale the weapon of the damage of the weapon whenever you actually get a good weapon, but we don't have a great weapon. That's why this one's not as important. But yeah, this is going to be in priority, then followed by that one. Now, in order to get Shadow Step, you're going to actually need to do a mission here from Gerald. He's going to have a quest randomly come up where he wants you to look for a relic to face off against a vampire lair. I remember specifically getting this after facing off against that Weaver once again, so a lot of this stuff is tied behind facing off against the first Weaver. And he's going to send you to do a mission over here in the sewers, where you need to face off against this boss sitting right here. Now, the caveat to this location is you can't get over here without the grappling hook, so you need to make sure that you have the grappling hook. On the channel, I have a video, or should have a video, going over the grappling hook. It'll probably be there tomorrow, or yeah, later after you watch this video. You need to kill the spider that is here, and once you kill the spider, you'll be able to get this ability. In the meantime, what I used for a while was this one here, the Toxic Shiv. This one's actually pretty good. It requires 3 combo points to do, and it'll just put some poison dagger. It does scale off of dex, and that's kind of why I'm swapping off of it, because this one doesn't have a dex scaling tag. But if you want to lean more into the dex stuff, you can go here with this. And for those of you who may want to use Envenom, it doesn't stack with the fire, so just keep that in mind. Now that we're done with the gear, let's go over the talent tree. And I started as a Flameweaver. If you decide to start as the what's this called, Nightshade, you'll have to level it based on how you want to do it. I'm not sure how I would do it. I'll probably go over here and grab like Dark Focus or something, the Corrosive Agent. First things first, we passed the Constitution for the HP, grab Endurance for the extra stamina, we grabbed the Defensive node. I went with Defense because I think Defense is really good. You could go with Constitution. I would probably stay away from Vigor because I don't think you really need it. You're like a medium armor. If you want to invest in defense a little bit more to stay a little bit more defensive, I would recommend it. But these two are great options in my opinion. What we went to first was over here to the Controlled Explosion. So we grabbed the Strength, and this is kind of why I want to kind of strength scale, because there's a lot of strength notes that we took from this part. Over here we chose 1 point in power. You can grab Dex if you want to. If you want to scale this build off of Dex, that's an option. If you want to scale off of Strength, that's an option. Actually, Dex is really synergistic with this build, but this will give you burn chance, and then you can go with Controlled Explosion, and every time you attack on the 5th attack, you'll do like an AoE that deals damage based on your spell power, and you know, it just deals a big explosion, and it'll stagger, and it just makes it give you a little bit of a stagger component since you're going to be attacking a lot with the daggers. After that, we came over here, we grabbed the Constitution, we grabbed the Vigor, more Constitution, and then we grab Burning Blood. Now, the way Burning Blood works is every time you take damage, that damage is delivered to you over the course of 5 seconds, and if you're constantly attacking, it will reduce the pending damage. I don't know what the numbers are because it doesn't say the numbers, but you'll notice in some of the footage I'm just constantly attacking even when I take hits, and that's because it's delayed over the duration. If we keep attacking, this is going to reduce the amount of damage that we take, and it kind of makes us a little bit more able to trade. We have good defense, we have decent HP, We can trade pretty well. There's an argument to be made that we can go with heavy armor for this build. We'll see about that in the future, but yeah, this is really nice for just being able to stand your ground. And you keep attacking, you do well. After that, we're going to be grabbing Constitution, more Strength, and then we're going to grab Offensive. We went with 2 power nodes. Once again, kind of do what you want here. Not sure if I would go with power. If I can respec later, I'll probably respec to Strength. But yeah, that's what we're going with. But you probably should play Dex if you want to be safe. Go with Dex. I think that's better, and it's more synergistic and easier. And then we're grabbing Fury, and what Fury does is, after landing 4 weapon attacks, within 3 seconds, you're going to get 15% attack speed for 6 seconds, so you're able to maintain this buff. And as you can probably tell with this one, giving us more like an explosion when you attack 5 times. This one being able to delay damage whenever you're constantly attacking. This synergizes really well because you want to keep attacking rapidly and maintaining those buffs, and that's why you can trade pretty well. We're going to grab Strength, we're going to grab Constitution, we're going to grab Defense, and up here we're going to grab Warrior's Might. This is going to give us more physical damage based on your Constitution and Defense things you've been constantly picking up on this tree. It says I'm only getting 0.2 bonus. I don't know if it's a visual bug or whatever the case is, because obviously we have 16 Constitution, we have 5 Defense. We're going to get a little bit more defense in the future when we grab this. But yeah, this is going to just give us more physical damage, which we're going to be doing a lot of. More Constitution. Offensive talent node, once again, kind of take what you want here, probably Dex. We're going to be picking up defense, the endurance, and then we're going to be picking up Phoenix, and Phoenix is absolutely broken as a skill. What this does is it basically revives you. You have a 5-minute cooldown, and it will revive you with 50% HP, and it'll deal 525 damage in AoE around you whenever you revive. Again, it's a 5-minute cooldown, but the thing is that is really great whenever you need a second life. I don't think there's any ability in the game that just makes it so you stay alive and give you a AoE explosion and heal half your HP. Like, that's ridiculous. I think it's busted as a node. I thought this should have been 10 minutes, but I'm very happy to see it's 5. Mandatory skill. I feel like I would put this on every build. It's super good, and it looks like a really dope icon. After that, we went down here and grabbed critical nodes, which we're going to get all physical crit on this node. You can argue crit damage if you have the ability to do so. I think physical crit is better, and then you'll get 1% all crit chance whenever you max it out, which is still going to be good. In that, we're going to invest in the dagger tree. You're probably going to have a lot of crit on top of that, so it should be able to crit pretty well. Strength, endurance, and then here we're grabbing molten strike, and this will convert 50% of your physical damage to fire. I have zero clue how this works. I imagine it's like Path of Exile, where every time you scale your physical damage, it'll scale your fire damage. I don't know why I want to scale my fire damage. You don't have to take this node. I just figured, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having fire damage. I mean, I guess it may be weaker to fire-based enemies. I'm not sure, but seeing that I don't actually mechanically know how Molten Strike works in this game because it doesn't say anything, this is kind of a risky point to invest into because you're converting half your damage. You'll still be able to scale that damage, but if there's an enemy who's resistant to fire, then that'll be worse than hitting someone who is just hitting a target that's not resistant to it, because a physical damage hit is probably going to just only be reduced by armor, and there's going to be armor penetrating things that we get with the dagger, so this could be like a throw, honestly. But yeah, use this at your discretion. I don't know how it works. I'll ask the devs or something. With that said, that's pretty much it for the fire tree. We'll go over the Envenom tree and what I want to do, and then I do actually want to play around the Vanguard tree. There's 2 ways you can take this, but yeah, we're going to have to put 1 point into Assassin Mastery in order to use the dagger. So at the very minimum, to be able to play this build, you need to be level 25 to unlock this. 1 point wonder could easily do it. What I plan to do is avoid all the deck stuff. This is kind of silly, but you can grab this deck stuff, but I want this ability because Dark Focus gives your weapon attack an additional 81 damage, and it scales off your power, which is why I wanted this, because we're power scaling build from the fire stuff. And it just has a 5-second cooldown. You just deal more damage. Like, it's super good. If you're not an idiot and you're building this Dex, just go right like this and just grab Dex. If you're kind of going what I want to do, which is going to be like a strength setup, and take that risk, go this way and then go down and grab this. The other thing is to go here and go left and grab Corrosive Agent. Once again, if you're playing Dex, you can just grab these nodes and then go up here and grab this if you're playing Strength, because I think this is better. I don't know, maybe it's not better, who knows, maybe it's just better to take the loss on the Dex nodes and just deal with it. But either way, you know, that's how we're gonna build it. Again, I haven't found a strength power weapon, that very well could not exist, and we're bricking the build a little bit. We're kind of throwing the build a little bit, not bricking it, but throwing it a little bit. But if you want to be safe, once again, just click the deck stuff because it's probably going to be better anyway. The alternate way that you can also build this is with the combat mastery tree from the Vanguard, and this is kind of why I'm leaning into strength. I just want everything here because everything here is super good. Like you have veteran here that gives you HP. This one gives you bleed, which will give you another additional status, seeing that we're already going to be doing physical damage. This one gives you healing and adrenaline, which is super good. I mean, this one does armor break that you can pick up and give yourself more armor. I mean, everything in this tree is like ridiculous. Stamina regen. I mean, I don't... This tree is just broken as a whole. It's like everything here I want. So this is another alternative way you can go. You could even start as a Vanguard, in my opinion, because I think this tree is just like super, super good. Better than almost every other tree I see combined. At least from a melee focused player. But yeah, that's the two angles you can kind of take this build, in my opinion. Just going over here and grabbing all these attacky nodes, because that's what you're doing. Your attack build, and this works really well with you. I guess the only caveat to this is a lot of your nodes are kind of strength focused, so that's kind of why I want to build around strength, so your weapon won't get as much of a benefit, but you'll need to find a strength power weapon to get the most benefit, and that's kind of what I'm planning to do. Honestly, what I really want to do, I know this video probably a little bit longer than what it should be, but what I want to do is just grab this, and I kind of want to just grab Corrosive Agent and say screw the rest of this, and then just come over here and invest everything else into Vanguard. That's what I really want to do. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I know that was a little bit longer than what I usually take in these kind of build videos. I kind of just wanted to explain my thought process so you guys have a better understanding of it. Hopefully you guys like the build. It should be pretty powerful. You should be able to just like man fight everything. Let me know down in the comments what kind of build you'd like to see in Mandragora. I'll try to make it. Huge thank you guys for checking out the video, and hopefully you liked it. Leave me a like, as well as possibly subscribe to the channel for more Mandragora videos. I cover a lot of games you're probably going to play this year, so make sure you're subscribed. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one very soon.